Hey, how are you? Karanja again. Thank you for your time. And today I don't have a lot of time because time is running out. There are so many things to be done. And because I'm a salesperson, I have only one job. One job only to make sales, to make sure that I'm able to close those person. When I say closing, I mean to make sure that a person believes me and invests in me. So I'm going to give you 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 steps that are going to assist you if you are a salesperson. These are the best way to close a client. I hope you have a pen and a paper because this is the blueprint to making a sale. I'm going to leave all the other processes and you're left with the customer. How you acquired the customer, how the customer got into you, the customer has seen the product. Now I'm going to start how you close this person. So number 1, if you are a realtor, if you are selling anything, number 1, you must be knowledgeable. You must be knowledgeable. First of all, you have to tell the client what he doesn't know or what he needs to know. Make sure you tell client. Make sure you tell anything. Think like a client first before you sell someone. Think like a client. What would the client want to know? Amenities, the topography, the ownership of the whatever. You have to tell, you must be knowledgeable. You have to drift the customer to believe you that you are the person he needs for this business. Giving out money is not easy. It's not easy. Actually, money has an attachment. Money has attachment to the person who is giving them. So you have to get the knowledge. You have to get the information. You have to tell them what they don't know. That's the point number 1. Tell the customer what they don't know and what they should know, and only what they should know. Don't tell a customer what they shouldn't know. Just tell a client what he shouldn't know. Number 1, information. When you tell a client what she doesn't know, he knows or she knows that you are the best person to make this deal. He believes you. You know your craft. I don't know what you think if you got into an airplane, then the pilot says, you know, I just got here today, I don't even know how to fly this thing. What will impact in your life? You'll start thinking that you're going to die. You'll start calling for help. So you have to have the knowledge so that the customer believes you. You cannot get into a car where the driver doesn't know how to drive. You're going to panic. So give the customer the information he should know so that he can believe you. Number 2, tell the customer why he should care. Why should you care to buy this phone? Why should you care to buy this furniture? Why he should care to buy a real estate thing? Why should he care to buy a building? Why should he care? You are the authority, man. Why should he care? So this is why you give history. You give a story. You know, you give a story of a person. Make sure you are good in stories. You can give your own story so that you are able to connect. How? You know, you can tell a client someone who did something very at a time, or someone who bought something. Or you can tell the customer how it's going to make them feel. You know, this is why a storyteller makes it big. He's able to make a customer, how should he care? When I'm selling a product, I'm a real estate, I tell the customer about a story of a woman who have sold a product. He bought them 300,000. Now they are going for more than 10 million. That's a very good story to listen. You know, make sure the customer cares. Make sure the customer cares what has happened in your life, what has happened in your experience, what has happened in other people's experience. Make sure you are able to give your story so that the customer knows, I should care about this guy, what he's saying, and he's going to connect with you. Number 3, tell the client why you are the authority to sell the product. You're either the person who has the authority. Maybe it's your product, it's your family product. Tell the customer why you are the authority, why you are the best authority. Authority comes from you having knowledge about the product, knowing what's going to make out of it, and telling them, because I'm selling you, because I'm the one, I'm going to assist you in this. Buying in me, it's going to assist you in this. Buying with me, I'm the one who's going to do this for you. Make sure the authority that the customer needs. You are the authority. You are the authority to sell the product. You have been given authority by the owner to sell this product. You're the best person to sell this product. Make sure you are the authority. Then the customer knows you and know you only. Because the customer first buys you, then he buys the product. So if you're not good, the customer is not going to buy the product. You know? You are the best negotiator. Tell them, why me? Why me? Why am I the authority? With me, you get this. With me, when you buy from me, you get this and this and this and that before the other person. If the person is not giving good services, make sure you get the best thing out of the best deal out of a customer, because he knows you're the authority. He buys you first. Make sure you're able to make sure that client knows your authority. And he knows the authority. When a customer, I'm a human being, knows the authority, the power, the customer just gives you the money. The other thing, tell the customer what they must do. What they must do. A customer, when he sees a product, when he sees what you are selling, what must he do? Make the customer register. Make the customer book. Persuade this customer to do things that are not planned. What a customer must do. You know, you must give a proposal. Write a letter of showing that the customer is needed of a product. What the customer must do, you have to tell them. Now you have seen the product. This is what it's going to do. I'm the authority, and I'm everything. It's going to assist you. It's going to assist your generation. You have given your story. Then tell your customer, what must you do? What must the customer do at that moment? At that moment, power and success happens in your mind like a clockwork. So when you have a client, make sure you are able to tell him at that point. Make sure you're able to close that person at that point, so that he knows what he should do. And that is going to assist you. Let me tell you one thing. The customer is the only thing that's standing between you and your money, you and your rent, you and your commission. And the other thing you should understand, you must be in control of the sale. You must be able to have the authority so that the customer, you're in control of that customer. If you let the customer go wild, it's going to pain you. And a customer, let me remind you something, a customer always looks for one thing not to buy from you. So if you're in control of the sale, the customer is not going to focus on that one thing that's going to make you not to sell to them. So don't give doubt to the customer. Make sure you're in control of the sale, and you're going to have a very good close. The other thing, ask the customer the questions that are needed to be asked. Ask the customer the questions that are able to make sure that he listens with you. Make sure the customer is able to internalize inside. Ask the relevant question. Tell them, I know what you're thinking. I know maybe this is not I know what you're thinking. I know this is not the product for you, but I know if you do this and this is going to happen. You're a good decision maker. Tell the customer you're a good decision maker. I know you're going to buy this thing. What's making you not to buy? From those things that he lists, make sure you're able to attack those questions and close that person. Tell the customer, I know it's going to work. What do you think is not going to work? Ask those questions. What's good about this product? What have you seen? Make sure you're able to tackle those questions that they have, those objections. I'm going to talk about objections that the customer face, the seller face, and I'm going to talk them here in another video. Because when a customer says, I've seen the product but I don't have the money now, the customer means that I've bought from anyone else and I'm not going to buy from you. Know how to tackle those things. Make sure you're able to persuade. Make sure you're able to transfer emotion. Persuade a customer. If the customer says, I don't know what I'm telling them, yeah, I know, but you called me for a property and I'm going to make you to make the best decision. Be a decision maker when it comes to closing a customer. Make sure that customer is able to make the right decision. The right decisions are very hard to make. Make sure you're able to close the customer. Have the customer, I've said the customer always looks for one thing not to buy from you. Make sure, so when you're selling the product, make sure the customer knows that you are certain about what you're telling, and that about the information. You have to tell the customer that you have knowledge about everything, and the customer, when the customer sees that you are certain about what you are talking, you don't have like ways that you want to brag, that customer is going to buy from you. Give the customer the best deal, the best value, you know, the benefits, and these benefits must make some sense. So when you're buying a customer, make sure you are here and the customer is here, and you are able to make sure you bring the customers through emotions to what you are buying, to make sure he gets a connection. And when there's a connection and this product is going to be one for me, that's going to assist me in the future, you have closed the deal. Then this is the last point, don't leave there. Don't leave the customer. Even if you're making a call, don't leave a customer without making the next meeting, without setting the next meeting. Because if the customer is not able to buy at that point, listen very carefully, if the customer is not able to buy at that point, make sure you have another meeting. Another meeting, so that you are able to follow up and close that customer, because a lot of money is in follow-up. Because the reason why I say this, because I've talked to a customer like today. After 2 weeks time, I gave him 2 weeks time. After 2 weeks time, I call the customer and he tells me, oh my friend, I bought what you are selling me from another person. What does that tell me? I was not able enough to convince this person. I was not able to keep this customer at the conveyor belt. I was not there to remind the customer about the product that I was selling. If I was able to do all the things I've said here before, I would be able to follow up that customer. Because you'll find a customer who tells you, the product you're telling me about, I bought it from someone else. Because that someone else was consistent. So you must be consistent. You know how to follow up, because it's going to make you money. So make sure after you talk to this customer, the customer is not able to make a deal right there, make sure you're able to follow that customer. How long should you follow up? Until a customer blocks you or the customer dies. Two things. Follow up to a customer until the customer dies or the customer blocks you, so that you're able to eliminate any doubt the customer has. Today you have to make a sale. Today you have to close someone. Today is the day. Because the only person standing between you and your money, between you and your future, is that customer. So make sure you close a deal, make benefits, talk about value, make sure you sell the best product to your customer. One rule I have, if I cannot buy, I don't sell. So if I cannot buy something, I don't sell to another person. That's why when I'm doing my sales, I'm also a consultant. So I'm able to advise my customer very well. Have a good day.